Boeing's 777X has over 600 orders. It has never carried a paying passenger. It's years behind schedule and still isn't cleared to fly. Meanwhile, Airbus will sell you an A350 today, and it burns less fuel per seat. On paper, this competition should already be over. Yet the orders keep going to the plane that doesn't exist yet. Emirates alone has signed up for around 270 of them. There's a reason for that, and it has nothing to do with loyalty to Boeing. First, let's be fair to the A350, because this isn't a story about a bad plane losing. Not even close. The A350 is one of the best planes Airbus has ever built. Here's a fun fact. Airbus never designed it to fight the 777X at all. It was originally meant to compete with a smaller Boeing plane, the 787. But it turned out so good that it grew into something much bigger than planned. Airlines fell in love with it fast. It sips fuel thanks to its lightweight body and modern engines. It flies extremely far, and passengers genuinely love riding in it. The cabin is quieter, the air is less dry, and the pressure inside is set so your body feels better, so you step off feeling less wrecked after a long flight. Travelers regularly rank it among the most comfortable planes they've ever been on. The numbers back it up too. By early 2026, the A350 had racked up over 1,500 orders, with more than 700 planes already delivered. Its reliability sits near 99%, meaning it almost never breaks down and strands anyone. Over 530 million people have flown on one. This is the plane that finally let Airbus seriously challenge Boeing on long-distance flying. So with all that going for it, why do airlines keep signing deals for a Boeing that can't even fly yet? Here's the key that unlocks everything. Airlines don't actually see these two planes as competing for the same job. They look similar from the outside, but they were built with two completely different goals in mind. Airbus built the A350 around efficiency and flexibility. It's the smart choice for routes that are long but not super busy. If a route only fills a medium-sized plane, the A350 flies it profitably. It's like a versatile tool that does lots of different jobs well. Boeing went the opposite direction with the 777X. It's much bigger. In normal seating, the 777-9 carries roughly 50 to 60 more passengers than the biggest A350. It also hauls a lot more cargo underneath the floor. It's not a versatile tool. It's a specialist built for one specific situation. And on routes where that situation exists, the extra size beats the fuel savings by a mile. So what is that situation? Think about routes like Dubai to London, Doha to New York, or Singapore to Los Angeles. These routes share a few things. Tons of people want to fly them, including lots of passengers paying premium prices. There's more cargo waiting to be shipped than there is room to carry it. And here's the crucial part. The airports are completely full. There's no room to add more flights. That last piece changes everything. Normally, if an airline sees more demand, it just adds another flight. But at these airports, you can't. Every landing and takeoff spot is already taken, and you can't create new ones no matter how rich you are. So if you can't add flights, there's only one way to carry more people. Make each flight bigger. And suddenly, the whole math flips. An airline stops asking, what's my cost per seat? And starts asking, how much profit can I squeeze out of each flight? Carrying 60 extra passengers on every single departure brings in so much extra money that it easily beats the fuel savings of the smaller plane. The A350's efficiency doesn't help you if the plane is too small to pick up all the customers standing there waiting. Emirates proves this better than anyone. Their entire business is built on pushing enormous crowds through Dubai. Their airport is packed to the limit, and expanding it isn't really possible. So Emirates can't grow by adding more flights. It can only grow by carrying more people on the flights it already has. That's exactly why it's stuck with the 777X through years of frustrating delays. Emirates has ordered roughly 270 of them. And here's the telling detail. Emirates doesn't fly the biggest A350 in any real numbers. Not because it's a bad plane, but because it simply doesn't fit what Emirates needs. There's another piece to this too. The 777X is quietly filling the shoes of the giant four-engine jumbo jets that are disappearing. Airlines loved those old giants, because they could move massive crowds between major cities. But 4 engines burn a brutal amount of fuel, and eventually the costs stop making sense. So Boeing asked a clever question. What if you could keep that jumbo-sized capacity but use only 2 engines? That's basically what the 777X is. It's nearly as long as the old Boeing 747 Jumbo, actually a touch longer, but with 2 enormous modern engines instead of 4. To make those huge, efficient wings fit at normal airport gates, Boeing added folding wingtips that tuck in after landing. Jumbo-sized capacity, modern twin-engine costs, and no need for airports to rebuild anything. That's the space Boeing has carved out, and right now, nobody else is standing in it. But let's be honest about what this choice has cost airlines. Buying the 777X has meant waiting, and waiting, and waiting some more. Delivery dates slipped again and again. Airlines had to rip up fleet plans, keep flying older planes long past when they wanted to retire them, and sometimes lease temporary aircraft just to cover the gap. That's real money and real headaches. Airlines chose the promise of higher profits, but they've been paying for that promise with years of their time. So could this whole situation change? Absolutely. And here's the one thing that would do it. The single biggest reason the 777X keeps winning is simply that Airbus doesn't have anything the same size. The largest A350 sits clearly below the 777-9 in capacity. So for airlines that need maximum size on packed routes, there's literally no other option. It's not that Boeing keeps winning a fair fight. It's that in this specific corner of the market, Boeing is the only one showing up. But Airbus could change that by stretching the A350 into a bigger version. If they built something that matched the 777-9 size while keeping the A350's lightweight, fuel savings, and comfortable cabin, that would be a genuine problem for Boeing. Airlines would finally have a real choice, and they'd get the capacity they need without the fuel penalty. So here's what it all comes down to. Airlines aren't being foolish or loyal or stubborn. They're doing simple math that most people never see. On most routes, saving fuel wins, and the A350 is the smarter buy. But on the world's most crowded, most valuable routes, where you physically cannot add another flight, size beats efficiency every time. Boeing built the only plane that solves that exact problem. And until someone builds another one, those orders are going to keep rolling in.